Have you ever woken up with your heart racing, even without making any effort? Sometimes it's not a dream or a worry. It's the body asking for calm. During the night, it enters a deep pause. And upon waking, everything needs to restart, including the heart. The way we start the day can either protect or overburden the cardiovascular system. And the most curious part is that a simple glass of water can change everything. The heart doesn't have an on-off switch. It keeps beating during sleep, but it's when we wake up that it faces its biggest challenge, resuming its rhythm in a body that's still slow and dehydrated. This happens especially in the early hours of the morning when the blood is thicker and circulation hasn't yet found its pace. At that moment, drinking water consciously can be more effective than any strong coffee. We've gotten used to ignoring the subtle signs: dry mouth, foggy mind, a slight discomfort in the chest. These are warnings, little reminders that something simple is missing. Water doesn't just hydrate, it signals to the body that it's time to wake up gently. Instead of demanding energy, we offer fluidity, a kind gesture that says, "It's okay, you can start moving again, slowly." Today, we're going to understand why this ritual is so powerful, especially for those who want to take care of their heart wisely. No miracle recipes or exaggerated promises, just the body's logic, nature's intelligence, and the gentle repetition of an ancient gesture: drinking water upon waking, at the right temperature, at the right time, in the right amount. Small adjustments that, day after day, protect what has been beating for you all along. 1. Why the heart is more vulnerable upon waking. There's a quiet moment right after waking up when the world hasn't rushed in yet, but the body is already trying to catch up. For the heart, this is a critical time. It has been beating steadily through the night, but now it must adjust to gravity, movement, and alertness. The transition isn't always smooth, especially for those over 60. Morning is when the heart is most exposed, not to emotion, but to imbalance. Imagine a car engine restarting after a long, cold night. It needs a warm-up, not acceleration. The same goes for the cardiovascular system. Blood becomes thicker during sleep due to lower fluid intake. When you rise, the heart must pump this thicker blood through vessels that haven't fully opened yet. This effort, done too fast, can lead to strain, dizziness, or worse, especially if hydration is lacking. Statistics quietly confirm this. More cardiovascular events happen in the early morning hours. It's not just coincidence. Our systems shift from rest to activity, and without proper support, this change can create unnecessary pressure. The body isn't asking for caffeine or motion. It's asking for balance, for flow, for a signal that it's safe to begin again, gently. That signal can be as simple as water. A glass of room temperature water tells your heart, help is here. It eases the thickness of the blood, improves vessel flexibility, and restores circulation slowly, like warming oil through tight gears. This isn't theory. It's how the body responds, functionally, quietly, with gratitude. So why do we often reach for coffee first? It's habit. But habit isn't always aligned with health. Caffeine demands action. Water offers rhythm. One activates, the other prepares. For a heart that's already working in silence, The kindest gift you can offer is softness, before the stimulation, before the urgency. There is no drama in this moment, just truth. The heart needs ease to begin the day well. A calm pulse, a fluid system, a rhythm it can trust. And that rhythm begins not with what we do, but with how we start. We often talk about protecting the heart emotionally. This is how we protect it physically. You don't need medication to support your heart. Sometimes you just need to listen. The vulnerability of the morning isn't a weakness, it's an invitation to move slower, to nourish first, to begin from stillness, not demand. The body thanks you in signals too subtle to measure, but they are there. The body understands when it's time to release. 2. How water on an empty stomach affects blood pressure and circulation. Your body wakes up needing more than movement. It needs flow. After hours without fluid, your blood becomes slightly thicker. This isn't dangerous by itself, but it makes circulation more effortful. A heart that has rested all night suddenly must work harder to push sluggish blood through narrow vessels. This is why the first thing you drink matters. Water, when taken on an empty stomach, becomes more than hydration. It becomes support. Unlike food or medication, water enters your system quickly. Within minutes, it begins thinning the blood, helping it circulate more smoothly. This ease in movement brings a gentle rise in blood pressure, not a spike, but a regulated shift. For older adults, this can be the difference between feeling steady or lightheaded, between a calm morning or a stressful one. Think of your bloodstream like a river. Overnight, that river slows, sediment settles, and the current weakens. The morning glass of water acts like a soft rain upstream, refreshing the flow, helping the river move again without flooding its banks. It's a natural, built-in mechanism for balance, and it's been there all along, waiting to be used. Even a small amount, about 200 to 300 ml, is enough. But timing matters. Drinking water before anything else, before coffee, before food, before conversations, gives your body a chance to reset from within. It doesn't have to process anything complex. Just water, just presence, just flow. Some studies even suggest that drinking water first thing may help regulate the autonomic nervous system, reducing morning spikes in heart rate and stabilizing breathing. This isn't magic. It's function. Your inner systems recognize simplicity and respond better to it than to stimulation. Water doesn't confuse the body, it clarifies it. Blood pressure is not just a number, it's a rhythm. And rhythm is best restored, not forced. By hydrating first, you allow your vessels to open, your heart to beat without resistance, your breath to match your pace. It's like giving your system a map before it starts the journey of the day. This isn't about drinking large amounts or following a strict regime. It's about beginning with the intention to care, gently, practically, consistently. What seems small becomes essential when repeated daily. The heart doesn't ask for loud promises. It asks for steady support, offered with kindness. Your system doesn't need pressure. It needs pause. 3. Ideal temperature, quantity, and timing. Not all water is the same, especially when it comes to how and when we drink it. The body, like a finely tuned instrument, responds differently depending on temperature and timing. Cold water can shock the system first thing in the morning. It contracts blood vessels and slows digestion. Warm or room temperature water, on the other hand, gently wakes the body. It aligns with your natural internal temperature, and that makes all the difference. Imagine stepping into a warm bath versus a cold shower. One invites you in, the other demands a reaction. When we choose room temperature water upon waking, we send a message to our heart and digestion. You're safe. Begin slowly. This encourages smoother circulation and softer transitions between sleep and alertness. There's no need for the body to fight against the stimulus. It can simply respond. The ideal amount is modest. 1 glass, about 250 to 300 ml. More isn't necessarily better in this context. The goal is not to flood the system, but to invite movement. Like oiling a hinge, the right amount helps the mechanism turn without resistance. Overloading with water too quickly can overwhelm the kidneys or cause a sense of heaviness. Balance is the key. Timing matters. The best moment is within 10 to 15 minutes of waking, before any food or caffeine. This is when the body is most receptive. You haven't yet introduced other substances to digest or metabolize, so the water can act directly, cleansing, activating, guiding. It's a reset. A subtle one, but deeply felt over time. You may also notice that your digestion improves. A warm glass of water can stimulate peristalsis, the wave-like muscle movement that begins the digestive process. It's the body's way of saying, I'm ready. Not because you forced it, but because you offered something simple. That's the beauty of rhythm. It doesn't need volume to be effective. And then there's consistency. Doing this one morning won't change everything, but doing it every morning might. The body learns through repetition. Each gentle wake-up becomes a new pattern, slowly replacing old habits of stress or neglect. It's not discipline, it's care, repeated daily. When we give the body what it actually needs, in the right form at the right time, it responds with strength, clarity, and calm. Not immediately, but reliably. And in this, we find the real meaning of natural support. Nothing extreme, nothing rushed, just presence. Small, consistent actions bring lasting transformation. 4. Water versus coffee, which truly wakes up the body. Coffee has become a ritual of awakening. The smell, the warmth, the association with energy. It feels like the day hasn't started without it. But there's a quiet truth beneath this habit. What your body really needs first thing in the morning isn't stimulation, it's restoration. And the difference between water and coffee in those first waking moments is the difference between support and demand. Caffeine doesn't give energy, it borrows it. It stimulates the nervous system, increases heart rate, and triggers alertness by blocking the signals that say, I'm tired. Useful, yes, but also deceptive if we rely on it as a first step. After hours of sleep, the body is naturally low in hydration. Coffee, being a diuretic, can worsen that state, pulling more fluid from an already dry system. Water does the opposite. It gives. Before energy can be sustained, it must be supported. Hydrating the body helps blood circulate, organs function, and brain fog lift. Naturally, it doesn't mask tiredness. It clears the path for real energy to emerge. And when you drink water first, your body can handle that cup of coffee later with less strain and better absorption. Think of it like tending a garden. Water is the soil's nourishment. Coffee is like sunlight, bright and activating, but only useful if the roots are fed. Without hydration, the body is like dry earth, brittle, unprepared. Add sunlight too soon, and it doesn't awaken. It scorches. This doesn't mean you have to give up coffee. Not at all. It means you reposition it from being the first thing you reach for to something that follows care. 1 glass of water before your first sip changes the chemistry of your morning. The heart feels less shock. The mind feels less jitter. The body feels more anchored. Over time, you may find you need less coffee, or that you enjoy it more, not as a crutch, but as a pleasure. The craving becomes choice, and that shift, subtle as it is, reflects a deeper autonomy. You're no longer running on default. You're choosing what supports your body's rhythm. Morning isn't about chasing alertness. It's about meeting the body where it is. With hydration, you say, I'm listening. With coffee later, you say, I'm ready. The difference is profound, though quiet. Like the shift from noise to tone, from push to pace, is not force, it's rhythm. 5. A morning ritual to protect your cardiovascular system. Your morning doesn't need to start with urgency. It can begin with care. Before reaching for your phone, before standing up too fast, before coffee or even conversation, give yourself 3 quiet minutes. This is not a routine to check off, but a ritual to return to. A simple practice to support the system that carries you, your heart, your blood, your breath. Begin seated, feet flat on the floor. Bring your attention to your breath, not to control it, but just to notice. It's already happening. Let your shoulders drop. Let your jaw soften. Then, slowly, take a sip of room temperature water. Not all at once, just a steady flow. Feel it move through your body like morning light. Not rushing in, but gently revealing. With every sip, visualize your blood waking up. No longer thick and slow, but fluid and flowing. Imagine your heart receiving this water as a quiet companion, not a demand. This is how your body begins to trust the day, not by being pushed, but by being supported. That 1 glass is not a task, it's a signal of safety. Now, pause. Stay in stillness for a minute or 2 after the water. Don't rush into doing. Just let the water integrate. This stillness, this softness, it's part of the ritual. Your heart doesn't ask for much. It asks for rhythm, for space, for something consistent it can rely on day after day. You might want to include a short stretch, or light movement, or simply a deep breath with your hand resting over your chest. Let this be your way of saying, I'm here. Each small gesture communicates directly with your nervous system. With time, the ritual becomes a sanctuary, a place where your body feels safe enough to let go of tension before it builds. This isn't about doing everything perfectly. It's about showing up gently, reliably, without pressure. That 1 glass of water, taken with intention, becomes a seed. Over days it grows roots, and those roots, hydration, calm, rhythm, protect what matters most, your heart's steady beat. You don't have to change your life overnight. You don't need complicated supplements or strict regimens. Just presence, just consistency, just a soft place to begin. The cardiovascular system, like the mind, thrives when it feels held, not rushed. And you can offer that every morning. And then everything aligns. The body, the breath, the day. Try tomorrow. Just one glass of water, taken slowly, before anything else. Sit, breathe, sip. Let the day begin from that quiet place, not from reaction or rush. It may feel simple, too simple, but the body understands simplicity. It's where healing often starts. Over time, this morning ritual may become more than a habit. It may become a moment of returning to yourself. If it brings you a sense of steadiness, share it with someone you care about, not as advice, but as a gesture. A reminder that wellness doesn't always require something new. Sometimes it just asks us to return to what we've always had: rhythm, breath, water, presence. Aging doesn't mean decline. It can mean refinement, a wiser way of beginning the day. Your heart works for you, quietly, tirelessly, every moment. This small act of care is a way of working with it, not against it. No urgency, no extremes, just rhythm and return. The power of this practice is not in how fast it works, but in how gently it stays. It meets you where you are, again and again. If this ritual resonates with you, keep it. Let it root. Let it unfold at its own pace. The journey of longevity isn't built in big steps, but in daily pauses. And the most powerful changes often begin in the softest places. May your mornings be spacious. May your heart feel supported. May your presence guide the rhythm ahead.